Oh, what's poppin'? Hold on, let me make sure all this shit is where it needs to be and make sure everything is working how it needs to be. All right, I think we're good. So what's going on, people? It's your boy Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about the reality of dealing with women. All right, because I think some guys do not understand that when you're dealing with chicks, right, there's certain things that need to happen. There's certain things that are going to happen. There's certain things that's unavoidable. There's certain things you need to do. All right, what up, Stefan? What's going on? Before we get into all that, I want you guys to remember that today, as I'm recording this, is September 1st, right? So today is the last day that you can sign up for the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session and get the extra half an hour free. You understand? So I have this sale going on. If you register for the 30-minute game session, you could click the link below. The link's going to be below this video. If you do it before tonight, before 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then you can get an extra half an hour on your 30-minute coaching session. So instead of it being 30 minutes, it's going to be an hour. All right, but it only lasts up until tonight. So if you sign up after tonight, then it's just going to be the half an hour. But you have until the end of today to sign up. So make sure you do that, or just go straight to mrlocario.com and you can get it popping. So what's going on? Who we got in the building? Chris Martinez, Tim G, Oh Johnny's in the place, Savage the Savage, Ian Yin Yang, Excalibur is up in the place. What's going on? So people, the calling number is 646-481-3901. 3901. All right, real quick. So, the reality of dealing with women. What up, Bernard? What's going on? Why did I want to talk about this? Right? Because what happens is that you got a lot of guys out here in the game who don't understand what it means to interact and deal with women, attract women, have sex with as much girls as you want to. And so you got a lot of guys out here who don't understand it, who don't understand the reality of it, right? Now, one of the main things that messes up a lot of guys, and you could think about yourself in a situation, you could think about one of your friends, right? One of the things that messes up guys in this game is that they think that they can get something for nothing. Icebreaker was good. You said, how long does it take for you to genuinely like a bitch? That's up to you, man. You understand? But the thing is, guys think they can get something for nothing. Now, don't think I'm talking about tricking here, because I'm not talking about no tricking in this piece, right? What I'm saying is that in order for you to get, you understand, in order for you to get chicks to get women to want to fuck with you, to actually have the type of sex life you want, you have to put something in. So that something could be time, your energy. You got to put in some game. Some dudes like to put in some money because they like, they're like, hey, let me just throw some money out up front so I could trick on these chicks, right? But there's something that has to be done. There's something that has to be done in order for you to get something going with the chick. So even like let's just break it down to its simplest thing, right? If you want to have a conversation with a chick, right? What up, Jermaine Jones? Is going on? If you want to have a conversation with a chick, you got to start talking, right? So that's something you're putting in. You're putting in you talking to the girl, and then she talks back to you. You feel what I'm saying? And then you might say, hey, I want to have sex with a girl. Okay, how do you get that? You got to go and talk to her. You got to set something up so that you and her can have sex. You're still putting something in. You understand? I see a lot of dudes online where they have all these videos and these blogs, and they're talking about, damn, like, why do guys have to do this, and why do we have to approach the girls, and why do we have to make this happen, and why do we have to make this happen? You understand? And so let's just talk about approaching. What most of you guys don't understand is women 90-something% of women are not going to come and approach you. Even if they want to do it, they're not going to do it. You understand? So the thing is, it's like sort of complaining about what needs to be done in order to make shit happen with women is just a waste of time. You just have to understand the reality of the situation is that most of these women aren't going to approach. Because see, all complaining does is that it sort of gives you either some sort of relief of feeling like, well, you know, I'm just going to sit here and talk about it and this is some fucked up shit and that's why I'm not doing it and blah, 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 blah. And it's cool and you have the right to not do what you want to do. To do whatever you want to do, to not do what you want to do, whatever. But what you got to understand is that you're not going to get the thing you want by complaining. You're only going to get the thing you want by being in the game. You understand? That's like me complaining like, damn, you know, why do I got to work out all the time if I want to get muscles? Why do I have to eat right if I want to, lose weight and do all this? Why do I got to do all of that? You understand? I don't have to do the shit, but by not doing it, I'm not going to get muscles and I'm going to probably get fat, right? So you can do what you want, but you got to understand if you want something to happen, you have to put in order to get out, in order to get something out of it. It's really that simple. So, it's one of those things that guys really have to understand and have to sort of, get out of their mind of thinking that they're going to get something for nothing. You understand? But see, the problem is that, guys, they think that it's too hard to make shit happen. Sean Steed was good. You said women approach you all the time, but they stay wanting to see if you have game to pull them. What do they do when they approach you, Sean? See, and this is the thing, too. Guys got to understand that women also, choose. You understand? Women choose, basically, meaning a woman's approach, a lot of times, isn't how you would approach a woman. Do you understand? So, just because a woman isn't blatantly coming up to you and saying, hey, what's up, and starting the conversation, that does not mean that a woman isn't actually doing something to try to make something happen between you and her. But see, as a man, you have to know how to pick up on the signs. And this is where game comes in. Because there's a lot of times where girls are throwing you signs, throwing you hints and all this other shit, but you're not picking it up. And you're probably saying, well, why don't they just say it? Why do they have to throw the signs? Again, you're complaining about the shit, the way they do stuff. And the reality of the situation is that women communicate differently than how we communicate. You understand what I'm saying? On a whole bunch of different levels. So the thing is that you gotta understand something. And in a lot of these interactions, right, you might lose out because you're not really doing what you need to do for you. Because let's say you see a chick, right? And you say, well, I'm not going to bother to go and approach her because whatever, she should come and approach me. She should blatantly come up and say what's up to me, blah, 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 which isn't the reality of the situation. She's going to the most throw signs at you and expect you to come over, right? Or to say something because she's too scared to do it. She don't want to do it, whatever it is, right? Because that's just how these chicks are. Right now, what's going to happen is that you're not going to do it. And she's just going to be like, oh, well, fuck it. He didn't want to do it. Now, another dude is going to go up to her and holler at her, right? So he's going to get with her and she's going to get with him. And you're still just going to be that guy waiting around for chicks to approach you and do all the work. You see what I'm saying? So nothing's going to happen for you. Sean, you said they come up to you and ask you questions to answer. They already know to strike a conversation, so I still got to have the game to pull them. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. These girls aren't going to come up and blatantly say, hey, what's up? What's going on? What's your name? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. They're not going to do all of that. Like Sean is saying in the chat room, he's like, a chick will come up and ask you questions. You understand? I talked about that before. I remember I was in McDonald's and some shit, and then some girl, she comes up to me, and then she asks me, about something on the menu or some shit that was totally goofy that basically everybody, she was like, oh, do you know, like, if they sell cheeseburgers here or some shit? She said, I can't remember what the fuck it was, but it was something extremely obvious. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So she's not blatantly letting it be known that she's trying to make something happen, because that's sort of like an indirect sort of way to, you know, to holler. And that's what women do. Women are extremely indirect a lot of times. Once in a blue, you're going to find a woman who is, you know, who's direct, who will come up to you and try to say something, but that's super rare. And usually those aren't the women who most of you would consider hot chicks. You feel what I'm saying? Because the quote unquote hot ones, the ones that all the guys want and who's a dime and all that other bullshit, they think that they're way too, you know, cute to be doing all of that. They're like, oh, he'll come to me if he wants to holler. You understand? They ain't trying to do that. They don't want to risk the rejection. You feel what I'm saying? Jermaine, you said you find the better your conversation, the more your confidence grows in approaching and getting the number. Exactly. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. You gotta really put it out there. And see, the reality of the game is that, you know, shit's really not gonna happen for you by being on the sidelines. And shit's definitely not gonna happen for you by complaining, because the world's still gonna be turning and everyone's gonna be doing what they do. You understand? Because this is the thing. A lot of the dudes, let's keep it real here. A lot of the dudes that always complain about chicks. See, and this is the thing. I don't even give a fuck if you sort of complain about a girl or you critique chick. You know, we all do this because, you know, when you're studying the game, you have to sort of break shit down. But if you're the type of guy who complains but you don't do anything when it comes to dealing with women, then you have really no right to complain because you're not doing anything. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you could complain to a certain extent. You can, you know, whatever. But what I'm saying is when you have no right to, what I mean is that you're complaining, but your complaints are coming from the fact that you are not really taking action, which is why the things you're complaining about is the things you're complaining about. So basically it means like this. Like, if I keep saying, damn, I'm broke, I hate being broke, this is some bullshit, how come everybody else got money and I'm broke? And, you know, and all the people that's rich or who have a lot of money, they be, you know, freaking like stealing it from people and being shady and all this other stuff, right? So I'm complaining about being broke, but I'm not doing anything to try to get money. So therefore, I continue to be broke. You understand what I'm saying? And then I continue to complain about being broke, but the reason why I am broke is because I'm not doing shit. So you have a lot of guys out there that'll complain about women, and they'll say, oh, women do this and women do that, and women is on some bullshit, whatever, right? Or these girls, you know, I tried to talk to this one girl and she rejected me, so all these girls out here, they're just going to reject you, they don't care. They, you know, all they want is a guy with money and good looks and blah, blah, blah. But you're not putting yourself out there to actually find the type of women who are into you. You see what I'm saying? You just think, oh, this is how it's gonna be forever. Or this is how it's gonna be for me, and period. You understand? And this is why shit doesn't go the way you want it to go. Successful Fab 85 was good. Renard, you said you recently had a woman strike up a conversation by mentioning she could make better chicken than Subway. You said that's an example of a woman's approach. Yeah, exactly. See, women to do that shit super indirect. And then the funny part is, some guys' game is so weak, they wouldn't even realize that the chick is doing that. Or the chick is trying to talk to them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't even entertain the conversation because they don't know what to do. Neville Davey, you said, what's the best way to approach a woman when your game is weak? Well, see, that's the thing. When your game is weak, that's when you should be approaching more women. Because that's how you get your game to be tight. See, guys are scared to get rejected. They're scared to, because they're like, I might be embarrassed. I'm going to look funny. The girl's going to look at me funny. People are going to, you know, fuck that. The way you get good is you put yourself out there. You understand? It's like if you wanted to get good at basketball, go on the court and start playing. Start doing the jump shots. Start dribbling. Start honing those skills. You got to be in the game. You understand what I'm saying? But see, again, a lot of guys, the reality of the situation is that, there are going to be, times you get rejected. There's going to be times where shit doesn't go your way. But there are also going to be times where shit does go your way. There's also going to be times where you don't get rejected, right? But the reality is a lot of guys are, they're scared to do anything. You understand? Because what they want is they want that hot, bad chick. They want that dime piece. You understand? Without having to do anything. They just want her to want them. You understand? But these guys didn't work on themselves. They don't work on their appearance. They don't work on approaching and talking to women. They don't work on their game. So the thing is, what's going to make that girl that they want, or that girl or the girls they're complaining about, right? What's going to make these girls turn around and do the things that they want them to do? What's going on? What's popping?
Hey, Locario, what's going on, man? This Tim G calling out of Philly.
Oh, that's what's up. What's going on with you?
Hey, not much. I got a question, kind of piggybacking off of maybe whatever you're talking about now, the current topic.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing has to do with energy. So what I'm explaining is, I don't know if you ever had this feeling where you get up in the morning, you feel like a freaking superhero or something.
Right.
And everything seems to go your way.
Mm-hmm.
And then other days kind of feel normal. Life goes about as regular. But my question with that is, how do you hold on to that, or how do you kind of summon it, at will, or walk around? Because in that book, how to have sex with 2 women a day. I think you kind of touched on that. Creating that persona.
Right.
So what I'm talking about is like pretty much grabbing that persona at will.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well,
so,
the thing is this, is that, what you got to understand is a lot of, it's like this. It's like some people don't have an understanding of their vibe and the way they come across and being confident and all this other stuff, right? Like some people they don't have an understanding of what that means and what that's about. So what it is that, what you want to do is at first you want to be able to tell yourself certain things. And by telling yourself certain things, it starts to become part of your psyche. See, I talked about this even I just dropped the new Bad Boy membership program, which all you guys should be listening to, called the Bad Boy Mindset. And this is what we're talking about here at Mindset, is that you have to tell yourself that you're the shit. Even when you don't feel like you're the shit. Even when you think you're not shit. Even when you think you're horrible, you're terrible, you're ugly, nobody likes you. Keep telling yourself you're the shit. You understand what I'm saying? And so what's going to happen when you do that is you're going to consistently say to yourself, come on, that's some bullshit. I ain't shit. None of these girls like me. I'm whack. I don't, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's going to happen. But even though it's almost like you're fighting with yourself. It's like, nah, and you're hearing that. I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit. So what you have to do is you have to get that I'm the shit attitude to overcome the I ain't shit attitude. You understand what I'm saying? And so by you telling yourself that and doing that, and even in the face of shit not going your way, you have to continuously do it, because at a certain point, it's going to stick and it's going to, latch onto you. It's almost like, I always say it like this, it's almost like the whole radio program type of thing, where when a radio station plays a song, you might hear it and think it's whack, but then they keep playing it, and the next thing you know, you'll be like, yo, this song ain't that bad, this shit is aight. You understand? Like, because you've been programmed, right, to hear it. You understand what I'm saying? But like what you were saying, some days you get up, you're feeling good and all that, and then some days you get up and you're not feeling so good. So the thing is, that's always going to happen. You understand? There's going to be days where you're just feeling it, and then you're having that thing. Then there's going to be days where you're not feeling it so much, right? So, but the thing is that you have to always be aware. You understand? There always has to be a foundation of you still feeling that confidence, even when you're not up like that. You understand what I'm saying? So there has to be like a foundation. You see what I mean? So there has to be a foundation of confidence that's underneath, like just in the pit of your stomach, no matter how you're feeling at any moment. So what I'm saying is, even if you're not feeling that so energetic that day, you're still a confident guy. You still believe in yourself. You still look at yourself as valuable. But just within that moment, you're not feeling that way. That doesn't mean that you're not it. You're just not feeling that way at the moment, because what's going to happen is the moment's going to pass. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the thing is, like, I was listening to this dude. His name is Anthony DeMello. You got to definitely check this out. I always talk about this guy. You guys should Google him on YouTube. He says a lot of good shit. There's a thing where he was saying that when people say they're depressed, you understand? Like when you say I am depressed, right? He's saying that's like a sort of an incorrect statement, because your depression isn't really you. You're just feeling depressed right now. So it's almost, so the correct way would almost be to say I'm experiencing a depression right now, because that depression is probably going to go away in a few hours or the next day or the next week, and you won't be depressed anymore. You feel what I'm saying? So it's the same thing where you wake up, you might feel really good, or you wake up and you might feel really, whatever. But when you feeling that whatever feeling, you understand? You just let that shit pass. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. It's gonna pass. But there's always that underlying thing of you still having the know or knowing that you are that dude. You see what I mean?
Yeah. See. I understand it. I understand. Every word that you said.
Right.
And The part that was baffling me, so I was trying to, explain it to, a couple of my homies and everything else, and some of them got it, some of them didn't.
Right.
It's just like, I guess in this regards with women, even they respond to it. And, because also I bartend part-time. So,
right.
I go in there, I already know it's time for me to go ahead and flirt a little bit so I can make money. And as soon as doors hit and doors open, boom, I'm able to, pretty much put on that mask, do on and everything else. Of course, I'm getting that change because that's the reason why I'm there. And then at the closing hours, I go back to my regular self. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is, I guess I'm trying to, just like you said, I guess reprogram myself.
Right.
Pretty much acting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make that act a full-time part of my life.
Right, and that's the thing. It's something that has to be maintained, and it has to be something that's there. You understand? Because it's almost like, okay, like let's say, what are you black, you white? What's your race or nationality or whatever?
Yeah, I'm black.
All right, so imagine. Like, you don't have to think about being black, do you? You don't gotta say, I gotta remind myself I'm black. You just know. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you know you're black. So the same way you know you're black, the same way you know you're a man, the same way you know where you live, the same way you know your name is the same way you should know your confidence, same way you should know your value, same way you should know that you're the shit. So nothing's gonna change the fact that you're black. You feel what I'm saying? So even if you're having a good day or bad day, you're a black guy having a bad day. You're a black guy having a good day, right? So the same thing happens with your confidence. You're a confident dude having a bad day. You're a confident guy having a good day, because your day being good or bad is still your perspective. So it's still you, looking at it that way. You see what I'm saying? But see, the thing is that you have to have that perspective and just that knowledge of understanding that you're valuable regardless. The value doesn't change. It's the same way as if you saw a crisp $100 bill and a $100 bill that's balled up. It's still a $100 bill. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's that the underlying thing is there. But see, like you said, you was probably telling your boys this shit, and they just didn't get it. And the thing is, what happens is that sometimes, because see, even while I'm explaining it now, there's going to be people that's watching that don't get it. And there's going to be people that's watching that it just clicks. And then some people is going to click later. But it still all depends on that person at a certain point to realize it and recognize it. Because there's really no, like, it's like I can't really teach you to see your value. You feel what I'm saying? It's like I can only sort of give you pointers of what we're talking about, but you still have to see it and feel it and experience it for yourself. And this is what I talk about even with the game, where a lot of the game that I'm teaching or anybody else teaches you can only go so far with you because they're giving you the knowledge, but there's a section of knowledge that only you can teach yourself, meaning that I can tell you, oh, go approach this girl, talk this way, do, create sexual tension, do this, do that, do these steps, blah, blah, blah. But then you still have to go and do it. And then once you do it, that's when you'll start to learn more about you in the game, because nobody could teach you about you except for you, because you have to see how it feels. You have to see what the energy that you have while you're doing it. You got to see how the women are responding to you. You got to see like how you're responding to them. All this stuff happens literally while you're in it, which nobody can teach you. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing goes for the confidence and understanding your value. It's something that you have to understand and you have to see. You see what I mean? And so that's why I be trying to tell these dudes like, yo, y'all got to go out. Y'all got to take your ass out the house and go out and interact, because that's the other half of the game you're not getting if you're just sitting here watching videos or reading books and all that. And again, that stuff is good, but you have to do the other part. You see what I mean?
Yeah, so man, look, like, I understand, dude. Like, I have absolutely no problem on the grand scheme of things.
Right.
And you might be like God compared to a lot of other people. I might be like, I don't know, fucking. And they just, I've had.
See, I'm not special.
I have my selection of women.
Right.
Especially compared to some of these other callers coming up.
Right.
So I understand this is on an individual basis. I guess it just continue to, the same theme I'm hearing from you is pretty much working on yourself.
Right, exactly.
And that's something that is so hard for me to, it's sort of like that muscle, you're working out your biceps, whatever you want to do, but,
right.
If you let it go just because it's cut a certain way, about 3-4 weeks later, it's going to be, right back flabby again.
Right, exactly. And that's the same thing with your mind.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's the same exact thing with your mind. Is that, see, people think, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna learn how to be, confident, and then, like, I'm gonna learn how to be confident next week, and then that's it. I'll be great for forever. Like, you still have to maintain. You have to maintain that confidence, and that maintenance of it is you understanding that it's always there. You just got to tap into it. But see, that's the thing that you got to understand, because there's always going to be life that's going to be there that you're in. You are life. You're experiencing and you're doing whatever you're going to do. And then you're going to have those days where you feel, down, or shit ain't going your way, or shit fucked up, or this happened or that happened, or, all these different things. And you got to really watch yourself and see how you respond to when things happen to you. And this is a very important thing that guys got to understand in the game, especially when it comes to women. You have to watch how you respond to when, your interactions with women. So when you approach a girl, and let's say she totally ignores you, or she just sort of does some disrespectful type of shit, like, oh, get the fuck away from me, and why are you talking to me, and leave me alone, and blah, blah, blah. You got to watch how you feel when that happens. And then once you see how you feel, ask yourself, why do I feel that way? Why am I upset? Why am I upset? You got to watch all that shit. Because a lot of times if you don't watch it, if you're not aware of it, then what's going to happen is that there's going to be things that's going to, like, let's say if you're feeling upset, or you're feeling embarrassed, or you feel whatever. If you don't notice that you're embarrassed, it doesn't matter if you don't notice it. You still are. So there's that embarrassment. It's a subconscious thing on you, and then you start acting a certain way because of that embarrassment, but you don't even realize it. But if you do realize it and you say, oh shit, yeah, I feel kind of embarrassed. Okay, what can we do about that? What can we do about the embarrassment? What can we do to get it into a situation where you're not embarrassed? Why do you feel you need to be embarrassed? Blah, blah, blah. So when you're working on that alleviates the embarrassment. That makes it, it dissipates it, because now you're aware of it. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that guys got to understand, is like that maintenance of your confidence, that awareness of how you're reacting, and that shapes how you understand, come at the game. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because
man, look, I am not gonna hold you up again. I definitely appreciate you the the re-up on life lessons because I guess go right back to basics because this stuff is not changing from what I understood.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, just keep doing your thing. Just keep doing your thing out there, and you gotta always maintain, you know, that feeling. You understand and understand it and know it and be like, yo, this is what it is. And when you're having those days or that feeling or whatever, where you're feeling down, or you know, some days you're feeling up, you're feeling down, whatever. Just understand all of that stuff passes, but there's always that underlying thing you need to know that, hey, you know, I'm the shit. Chicks want me, and it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, it ain't anything too crazy that you got to do. You feel what I'm saying?
All right, bet.
All right, man. I'm holler at you.
Hey, man. Thanks.
All right,
take care.
Peace. No problem. Yeah, man. You guys definitely get How to Have Sex 2 Minutes a Day. Click the link below, or go to MrLocario.com. Get the book, the ebook, or the hard copy. And in this book, I talk about that in the first chapter. I talk about your mindset and how important that shit is. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, it is the way you think is going to determine how you act. So what's up in the chat room? What's going on? We got Mighty D, Scott Jones, Anton the Don. What's up? You said build confidence like a pyramid. It starts with small, then it builds into a wall, then a building. That's why confidence is spelled with 10 letters and not just 1 or 2. I feel you on that. And that's the thing, like, you know, a lot of the times you forget, you know, how valuable you are because you're so caught up in all this worldly shit. You're asking, or you're like looking for, you know, women to validate you and all that bullshit. 648133901. So the caller number 646-481-3901. So, you know, Israel, what's going on? You said what when I talk about signs, what are some examples? You mean signs that a chick's trying to holler? Is that what you're saying? So the thing is, you know, and again, this is why you guys got to go to Bad Boy membership, because I have a whole program called 15 Signs She's Into You. So you definitely need to check that, because you're probably missing the signs. So I'll give you a few signs. So one of the signs, you know, because you have the obvious ones where chicks, they're looking at you, you know, they're checking you out heavy. And also too, one, you know, guys get this confused. They think that if a girl just looks at them once, that means that she's in. No, it's either continuous stares, or she's like looking at you back and forth for a while. Hold on 1 second. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Hey, what's good, Locario? It's Jay from New York.
What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm cooling out, man. I had a couple quick questions for you.
Cool. What's up?
I'm in college or whatever, but like, would you holler at chicks in your class, like in your class that you got to see for the next next couple months? Like, if you don't succeed, would that make it awkward to go to that class?
Nah, I get this question all the time. Nah, holler at that chick, right? And if, let's say, because this is what happened. Usually guys will say, well, I get her number and then I text her or something and she don't hit me back, but then I got to see her in class. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know, holler at her. If she's responsive, then y'all hang out, y'all hook up, do what you got to do. Now, if she's not responsive, right, all you do is go back to the class and just talk to her regular. Like, but don't mention anything about you texting her not texting you back. You basically, it's almost like this. I say it like this. Whenever you guys are in a situation like that where you're going to see a chick again, and she, you know, you try to holler at her and, you know, she didn't respond or whatever, put her sort of like in the friend zone. Like, treat her like a friend. You understand what I'm saying? And so what you do is you treat her like a friend, and then also still holler at other girls in the class. You see what I mean? So what's going to happen is either one of two things. Either she's not, like, if she's really not feeling you, she's not going to do nothing about it. She's going to be like, whatever. You understand? It's just going to be, it is what it is. Two, if she's feeling you, she is going to try to see what's up with you. She's going to be like, oh, hey, what's up? And sometimes they'll even like apologize. Oh, hey, I saw that you texted me the other day, or, you know, I've just been blah, blah, blah. You know, they'll do that shit. Now, once they do that, then you can proceed if you want to keep it going, but have her mention it always. You see what I'm saying? Don't mention it like that. Now go ahead. What you saying?
Okay. It's kind of a unique circumstance. I actually work at the school. Like I work there, so I can take classes for free. But
Right.
It's been like situations I've like seen chicks that's in my class, and it's kind of we think all that because when I'm at work, I can't holler at chicks. Like I'm basically a custodian at work, but
Right.
it is
Right. So you're saying that
really
she?
fly,
So you're saying you work
All right.
at the college too?
basically.
Right. So the same rules apply. The same shit applies. The same exact thing applies. You understand what I'm saying? Is if you see
Yeah,
them,
that's the thing. They say don't mess with girls while you're at work. That's the quickest way because how a chick will be like, oh, I don't feel comfortable.
but are you? But are the chicks?
Moved.
Are the chicks you're talking to? Are these chicks working with you, or they just go to the college?
They go to the college.
Well, that's a whole different thing. They're not working with you. You're just working at the, like if you were working with another girl doing custodian work, that's different. But these other girls don't work at the college. They just go to the college. You see what I'm saying? So that's a whole.
Yeah, but they can still make that complaint, Locario. They could be like, oh yeah, the janitor dude tried to talk to you or some shit like that.
Right. Well, that's the thing. If you're there and but you say you're taking classes with these chicks, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean,
Right.
There's been situations where I've seen a chick in my class while I'm at work.
Right. So if
Not
you're
in class.
so if you're in the class, if you in the class with the chick, talk to the chick while you're in the class. You understand? Or in the class environment. You see what I mean? Like, don't holler at them while you're doing the custodian stuff. What I'm saying is talk to them because see, everything depends on context. So just like even if you was at a regular job, don't talk to them at the job. More so, talk to them outside the job. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on the context. So if you doing the custodian stuff, don't holler at them while you're doing the custodian stuff. Holler at them while you are that student in the class. You see what I'm saying? Or you're not on the job. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you make a lot of sense, Locario.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just do that, and so then there's a separation there because if you're in the class and you talking to a girl in the class or like after class, you walking out the classroom, you talk to her, you say, hey, what up, blah blah blah. That has nothing to do with you being a custodian. You see what I'm saying? She's talking to you in the context of you being a student at the moment. You feel what I'm saying? So it'd be different if you were, on your custodian shift and talking to her. You see what I mean? Then it could be an issue maybe. You see what I mean? But other than that, don't worry about that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. Thanks, Locario.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Keep listening.
I know. No problem. All right. But how funny y'all say he gonna catch a case. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, you gotta be careful about fucking with the girls at work. Hold on, let me see who this is. Jesus fucking Christ. This shit is loud as hell outside. Yo, what up? Who's this?
What up, bro? Can you hear me?
I get you a little bit. You gotta speak up. What's going on?
Man, it's all good, bro, man. I appreciate you for linking me up with this call, man. I needed this today.
That's what's up. You sound mad depressed. What's going on, man?
Not like that. It's just like, see, I'm coming off my senior year of high school, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's this chick that I was messing with. I wouldn't say messing with. We was good friends, you know what I'm saying, my 9th grade year.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, start over again because these sirens are killing me right now. This shit is outside my door. But anyway, so you said you graduated high school and what happened?
All right, so I gotta break it down a little bit real fast. So yeah, this chick that I was like real close friends with in 9th grade, white girl. She come from like a prejudiced background, you know what I'm saying? So she can't really, date black guys, but I can tell, by the vibes and all that she's into us, you know what I'm saying? And me particularly. So, fast forward 2 years later, junior year, we look back up, we got another class together, but, this time around, she kind of about to date one of my homeboys. And, me and her got a class together. I sit right next to her, we talk every day, vibe, basically we connect, you know what I'm saying? And at this time, we were a little bit more mature. And it's weird because like she'll text me every day, about BS. You know what I'm saying? But that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because my friend, I guess he got a little jealous. And while they were together, you know what I'm saying? Me and him ended up falling up. You know, he tells her while they're together she can't link up with me no more. So that's whatever. So he military or whatever. So he moves out the state. And so senior year come around, it's porn. I ain't talked to her in over a year. And I'm with my date, she's with her date, and we lock eyes. But, you know what I'm saying, the type of brother I am, you know what I'm saying, I'm with this other chick, I'm not about to sweat you. So I see her in the corner of my eye, like staring me down, like real hard. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to sweat her like that. I ain't trying to make that type of move.
So what's happening with this chick? What are you trying to do with her? What's the moral of the story?
My fault, bro. I had to use the background. Moral of the story. Think about it. Yeah, same. Yeah, right now, actually. If you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, this is a chick that I really, you know what I'm saying, want to have something go down with. So, what do you think moving forward should be my best move?
And so you said, and what kind of contact do you have with this chick? Like y'all been talking? Like you got on Facebook? Y'all what's the deal? Like how are you? What's the situation with you and her though?
Right now we connected through her sorority and my fraternity. And I'm saying like she roll with the Zetas, and I'm with the Sigmas. So,
and you said
they be at.
And wait, and you said this girl is prejudiced or something? Is that what you said?
She come from that type of background, so she can't openly date black guys because you know what I'm saying her pops is real on that redneck shit.
Man, fuck that! Don't fuck with that chick, yo. Like,
don't even fuck with her.
Yeah, I wouldn't even fuck with her. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, it's one thing. Because how does she act? Because it's one thing if a chick say, "Yo, you know, my family." Some of my family be on that racist shit, blah, 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 whatever. You understand? But how does she act? Is she saying to you, or if y'all talk, was she like on some, oh, I want to see you, or I want to hang out, but I'm scared of what my parents are going to, is she on that shit?
No, you see, because when we together, she don't even bring them up.
Right.
The only reason I know that, you know what I'm saying, she can't really rock with black guys like that is because before me, she used to rock with one of my homeboys that was black.
Right.
Because her pops ended up finding out.
Right. So this is the thing, man. I would say you gotta be careful with chicks like that. Like I wouldn't even fuck with her, truthfully. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I know for a fact that her family is on that bullshit, you understand what I'm saying? I'm good. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I'm good. And take this from a guy who dates a lot of white chicks. You feel what I'm saying? Because dudes be, you know, black dudes be on that shit where it's like they just want to get a white girl, and it's like it ain't no fucking difference to me. Like I would date white, black, Asian, I don't give a fuck. But I'm not fucking with no white girl who I know her family is on that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, because it'd be worse if she was on that too. But but the fact that you know that her family's on that, I wouldn't even fuck with her. You understand? Because that's the type of shit where, let's say you deal with her, and then she feels a certain way about something you did, and you didn't even do nothing. You just was chilling, but she feel a certain way, and then she say, "Oh, this guy," like you don't want to even deal with all that, because like, and let me tell you something. For all you black guys out there fucking with white chicks, right? You gotta fucking investigate these chicks with questions and all of that shit. You gotta see. It's like this. You got to play the how racist are you card with these white girls. You feel what I'm saying? Because you see what I mean? Like you don't want to get in no bullshit. So if you already know off the bat that her family is just like on some bullshit like that, nah. You feel what I'm saying? Now, and this is why I say I wouldn't really even fuck with her, because I was gonna say, you know, maybe you could hit it and smash it once, twice, whatever. But I wouldn't even do that.
That's always the goal.
I wouldn't even do that. You feel what I'm saying? I would sort of just charge that to the game. You understand? Because that's just nah, son. It's like I don't.
And I go, hey, I needed that, bro. But I got one last quick question, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tie you up. All right, so So I'm the type of dude, you know what I'm saying? I came from like a suburban background. But, you know what I'm saying? My teenage years, you know what I'm saying? All my homies, you know what I'm saying, had a little bit of that hood in them. So naturally, that kind of like came on to me a little bit. So when I go to college, or I'm really just not stepping onto university, I'm trying to figure out what type of energy I need to be bringing at these females. If I need to be kind of like uppity, preppy, upbeat, you know, how I was raised, or how I've been the past 3-4 years, honestly, you know what I'm saying, have a little edge to me. You know, what is your advice for me to be most successful with these ladies in college?
Nah, the best advice is really, you got to be authentic. That's it. You got to be authentic, because women are attracted to men who are authentic, who are themselves. You understand? A lot of times what women don't like is they're scared to be deceived. You understand? Women don't like deception. So, because it's like this, people, because for example, if you cheat on a girl, if you cheat on a chick, she's not really mad you cheated. She's mad she got deceived. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can actually literally be with a girl and say, hey, I'm gonna go fuck another girl, but she knows you fucking other girls. You understand? So she's cool with it because she knows this is what you do. This is how you are. So any way that you are, you just got to be authentic. Just be how you are. Don't feel like you got to switch your shit up and act a certain way and do this and do that. All you got to understand too is that be how you are, but also understand the basics of the game, as far as, you know, interacting with a chick, flirting with her, you know, creating that sexual tension, getting her invested in you emotionally, like that type of shit. You do just on a regular level, but do it as you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't feel like you got to switch your whole shit up and be on some other shit, because when you being on that other shit, it's getting in the way of really her feeling you and getting at you. This is why women don't like nice guys, because the nice guy he's putting on that act. You feel what I'm saying? He's not being authentic. You see what I mean? And so that's why you got to be extremely authentic when you fucking with these chicks. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. So if I'm naturally an asshole, just be that.
Yeah, just be you. Just be you. But make sure it's really you. Make sure it's natural. Don't try to be an asshole to get girls, because that doesn't work either. You see what I'm saying? The guys who are assholes who get girls are because they actually are assholes. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts. Okay.
So you know. So that's what it is.
And that's what I needed to hear my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the way I was raised up, you know what I'm saying? No knock to my parents, you know what I'm saying? I turned out just fine, but I was raised up by some asshole tough, you know, military parents.
Right.
So that was me. So when I step to a female, and, you know, I've been told the wrong things all these years, I'm trying to be nice and be sweet. And
right.
Okay, that's not who this nigga is, you know what I mean?
Right. Nah, you just gotta do you. Because the thing is, the reason why women like bad boys or the bad boys is because the bad boys come off as more authentic. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's why they like them, because there's a balance. The nice guys are just nice all the time and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the thing that's not going to really, you know, stand the test of time. You feel me? But, yo, let me, I got to get a few more of these calls. People calling in like crazy and shit, all right?
Oh, yeah, bro. I appreciate that, though. I'm going to get donation.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. All right, I'm holler at you.
No doubt, bro.
All right, peace. All right. So, let me see who this is. What's poppin'? Who's this?
Shit, what's up? It's Coming AK. How you doing?
What's going on? Where you from?
Hey, you know, I talked to you, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Seattle, Washington.
Okay, that's what's up. What's going on with you?
Hey, real quick, I didn't even tell you about my situation. I think I better tell you a little bit about the situation. When I approach the females who may or may not have guys, but what I've learned from you is it's better not to even talk about they have guys. Just go forward with the process. So what I did is that at the point, let's say they have a guy, I usually come up and say, hey, it's okay. Is it okay? Just put my phone number down on the phone directory. I don't have a business card. I'm just saying some other alternatives. And usually I ask them just put my number in the phone directory, and usually they go for that.
So
is that usually good? You have to make or be creative sometimes, or at some certain scenarios.
So you say you tell a chick to put her to put your phone in what? Wait, I'm confused.
On their phone directory, for future reference. Hit me up, instruct them at times, and sometimes they take the number and they dial it anyways at times, or they just hold on to sleep.
Right.
And sometimes they have a guy. I usually tell them, please don't talk about your guy. Sometimes just hit me up, at this such and such, or just whenever. Certain things. What do you? I'm just asking you.
Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta close these windows because these motherfuckers out here is wilding out with this goddamn. It's like a war zone outside of my house right now. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, so.
Sometime, man.
What's that again?
I mentioned people about you, by the way. So.
Sorry, I'm like fucking trying to hear you, and this shit is killing me. I apologize. So say that again.
You gotta come to Seattle sometime. You gotta come and check out this place sometime. I hope you.
Oh yeah. I gotta go out and travel, but yeah, I definitely I gotta do some more traveling shit too. But you were saying that you tell a chick to put your number in their phone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when they have a guy at certain degrees, you know what I mean? When they say they have a guy, just go forward with and say, go ahead and put my phone number in your directory for future reference.
Oh, so you're saying that if she has a boyfriend or something, you say, hey, still take my number and holler at me, when you ain't got a man.
Yeah, I just do that because I felt that I don't want to put myself down on that category. Some guys be doing that. Some may say yes and some may say no. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it makes me feel I got in the habit of doing that.
Right. Well, you could do that too, because sometimes, truth be told, a lot of chicks will tell you they have a man and they really don't have a man, right? But they're just saying that at the moment. And sometimes what happens is that she'll hit you up later. You feel what I'm saying? Just off the strength. You see what I mean? So it ain't nothing wrong with doing that. Be like, look, just take my number, holler at me whenever, if that shit don't work out or whatever, holler at your boy. You could do that too. You see what I mean? So you're giving her that option to do that if later on she want to make it happen. Because I've had chicks, where it was even chicks where they didn't even necessarily have a dude, but they was on some, I don't know right now. I just got out of a relationship. All right, cool. Here's my number. Holler at me when you free. You understand? Holler at me when you ready. And then some chicks, I hear from them maybe next month. Some chicks, I remember this one girl, she hit me up like 6 months after I gave her my number. I was like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, who are you? And then she had to remind me who she was, but we got together and make shit happen. You see what I mean? So, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel what I'm saying? So you can make that happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry about that shit. But yo, let me hit you up later because I got all these people calling in like fucking crazy. I'm gonna holler at you in a minute, alright?
Yeah, anytime, man. No rush. No rush.
Alright, man. Alright, bro, I'm gonna holler at you. Alright,
I'll holler at you.
Peace. Alright, so I had somebody, I think it was Joshua Lane was trying to call up. Joshua, call back up. I think you had the 40 something number. I'm waiting for Joshua Lane to call. You have the 404 number. Alright, because I know you were trying to call it for a minute. But yeah, a lot of this shit out here, man, it's just really, about you understanding the reality of this motherfucking shit, man. Dub Roller was good. He said, would I charge you shit to the game if you asked her out and she says she's busy? So next week, and don't give anything more specific. Well, the thing is that, a lot of times you got to be the one to orchestrate how the shit goes. So if you say to a chick, hey, let's go out Friday, and she's like, oh, I'm busy, can we do next week? You'd be like, all right, let's do next week, Friday or Saturday, this day, whatever, and you lock it in. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if a chick flakes on you, though, that's a whole different story. Like, if you was supposed to see a chick already and then she flakes, that's a whole nother thing. You feel what I'm saying? So, Man, so you said what was I was talking about? Oh, real quick, because I know somebody's probably gonna call in soon, but somebody was asking me about signs that a chick is feeling you. You understand? So, you know, I was talking about the eye contact. You know, the extreme eye contact. That's the obvious one. Another one is a chick. She touches you when she's, you know, when you're having a conversation. So you might say a joke, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're so funny." And she'll hit you on your arm or touch you on your chest or whatever. A chick, she'll fix her hair. You know, that's another obvious one. She'll fix her clothes. Another thing is women will stand in close proximity to you on a consistent basis. So for example, and this is something you got to watch out for when you're in a club or a bar, where you'll notice you'll be standing near a bar and a chick is near you, and then you might walk over to the other side of the bar and sit down on a table or a couch or whatever, and she'll end up sitting near you. Then you'll go back to the bar and she'll be, you know what I mean? It's like it's that type of shit. What's going on? What's popping?
What's up, Mr. Locario? This is the man.
What's your name?
Lou Man, bro.
Lou Man?
Yeah.
What's going on? Where you from?
I'm down here in Georgia.
Georgia, what's going on, bro? So what's up with you?
So I'm trying to. All right. So I got your Bad Boy membership.
Right. That's what's
and
up.
I got your book.
That's what's up.
So all the time I get into trouble with like these chicks have this thing where they want to find out, like me talking to other girls, especially after I just talked to them. But I know, like, you know, they possibly talking to other dudes.
Right.
And, you know, I actually had one chick, you know, cock blocked me from another chick and, you know, and told me to stop talking to the chick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out how can I, you know, work around that, because, you know, I'm not, you know, because when I'm talking to a chick, I don't like to be investigated. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I really don't like that kind of shit, because it's some bitch shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you in the game, you talking to other people. You know, why you have this thing where it's like I want all the guys I'm talking to just to talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you gotta understand something, is that a woman, when she's doing that, she's basically just trying to sort of control you. You feel what I'm saying? She wants, and if you fall for that, meaning, let's say you do some punk ass shit like tell her, "Oh, I'm not gonna go see any of these girls, I'm just gonna see you," and you actually do it, or even if you just say it but don't do it, if you fall into any of that type of shit with this girl, then you're going in the wrong direction. You understand what I'm saying? So if a chick is on some, hey, you know, are you dealing with other girls and all that other stuff, right? You can either do one of two things. You could tell her, yeah, you could tell her, yeah, I'm doing other chicks, or basically you could tell her that ain't none of her business. And another way to tell her it ain't none of her business is you could play it off like, hey, you know, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing? You understand? Because a lot of times women they're asking, but they don't want you to say it. You understand? And this is what I was talking about earlier with how women and men communicate differently. This is the thing that a lot of guys understand, is that women, they don't. It's like this. You ever heard when a woman is complaining and she says, I don't want you. You sort of feel like you should help her with the complaint, but she doesn't want you to help her. She just wants you to listen. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's the same thing where if a woman asks you, hey, do you have any other girls? Are you messing with any other girls? A lot of times they don't even want you to really answer them. But I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, hell yeah, man, I'm fucking with other chicks. What the fuck? Like, why are we talking about this or whatever? But usually what they want is for you to sort of deflect, so they don't have to really hear about it, because they know you fucking with other girls, which is why they're asking. They wouldn't ask if they didn't think it was happening. You see what I'm saying? So there's already a knowledge of or an assumption, or a strong assumption, that it's happening. You see what I mean? So the thing is that they don't want to have to hear it, but they want to. They feel like they need to say it, or they need to talk about it, or they want to talk about it because it's on their mind. So it's more so about them just wanting to hear themselves talk than actually get an answer. So an answer to that isn't even relevant. So that's why sometimes a chick will say, hey, you see other girls? Oh, what do you think? Like, why are we even talking about this? Anyway, what's going on with you today? Like, you changed the whole fucking subject. You ain't even got to do that. Or you could just keep it gangster and say, look, Yeah, I'm fucking other chicks. You see how fucking sexy I am? What the fuck you think? You see how cool I am? You see how many chicks? Come on, what do you think? Why you think you want me? You think other girl? You know, you can do that type of shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want. The only thing you shouldn't do is lie to her and say, I'm not. You understand? Especially when you are. And two, don't tell her that, you're, oh, I'm going to stop and, oh, I'm just going to be with you. None of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't feel any type of pressure to sort of like, you know what I'm saying? Like make her feel good about the situation. Nah, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So,
I got you.
So don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit at all.
With the last statement you had just said about, you said something about the female. Basically, she feeling insecure because sometimes I feel like when I talk to certain girls, they be on some type of shit where it's like I can't, fuck with no nigga who, can get more girls than I can get guys or some type of shit like that.
Right. Well, a lot of times women do things because, they just want attention at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? Like
what is that? I don't understand. Like what is that? Like
what women want attention? Well, because attention of women is like crack to a crackhead. You understand what I'm saying? Like they're addicted to it because women are always in a constant search for validation. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So right.
Okay.
So this is why, and this is why, as a man, this is why I tell guys, you're supposed to be sort of like sparse with the attention you give women. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't be.
Say that again?
No, you have to give your attention, like the attention you give women, it should not be something you're just automatically giving them all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to only give her attention up until the point that it's necessary. So for example, if you are talking to a chick online, right? You want to be able to get her number and set up a date within like 4 to 6 messages. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys will text back and forth, do a whole bunch of shit. Nah, just 4 to 6 messages, get her information, set up a date. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? So you're giving her only enough attention so that you can set the date up and get her information. You see what I mean? And the same thing happens for when you're trying to set up a date with a girl. Let's say you meet a girl at a bar, you get her number, and you text her to set up a date for later that week. You just text her, set up the date, say, hey, were you free Friday? Yeah, cool. I'm free Friday, whatever. All right, cool. I'll see you on Friday. And then during the week, you don't fucking call her. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you keep calling her, you keep hitting her up, what's going to happen is that she's going to get the attention. But also what could happen is that since you're giving her so much attention, she doesn't, her desire for you is lower. Because what you got to understand is that a lot of a woman's desire for a man also is trying to get more attention from him. See, that's part of the desire, is to try to get more attention. So if I'm giving you all the attention now, why you don't gotta see me on Friday? You feel what I'm saying? And what it looks like to her is that, oh, this guy, it's almost like an oxymoron, because you're like, well, I'm giving her the attention and she wants it, so why is she flaking and why is she backing up? And it's because now that you gave her all that attention, she's gotten the validation. You feel what I'm saying? So now she's gotten the validation, she's good. You see what I'm saying? 90% of the shit that women do or fuck with you for is for the validation of themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? So the more attention you give them, the less likely you're gonna get shit from them, because you're basically giving them all the validation they need. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the thing that is hard for guys to understand. So it's a delicate balance of knowing how much attention to give so that you can make shit happen the way you need it to happen, and also not giving her too much to where she's going to take advantage of that and sort of take you for granted because you're giving her all this attention. You see what I mean? It's a very fine line that you got to do when you're dealing with chicks. You see what I mean?
Okay. I have one more question, but I'll let you go. You know what I'm saying? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
All right. So I talked to a chick, and like she'll reject me, right?
Right.
You know, I go up to her and say what I gotta say, and how good she looks, and then try to put my number, and then she'll reject me or whatever. But then later on, sometimes she'll be staring at me like real hard,
Right,
like,
right. Right.
I don't know what that is.
Right, and see, that's a lot of times chicks will do that. Well, one, chicks will reject you just automatically because sometimes that's their default thing. Like that's just what they do. I always equate it to when someone says something gay and then you automatically say pause. It's like it's a reflex sometimes. So girls actually will reject niggas just off a reflex. You feel what I'm saying? Like just straight like that. But the thing is, for a lot of women, some of them be wanting you to still come at them. You understand? So they'll reject you, and then they will just like basically want you to keep trying to make it happen. But I'm like, nah, I'm not for none of that. So the thing is, sometimes it's best to, when you hitting up a girl or you trying to talk to her, let's say she's trying to reject you. This is why I say have business cards. This is why, because like, let's say you talking to that girl, she's like, oh no, I'm good, whatever. You're like, all right, cool. Well, listen, here's my card. Holla at me if you change your mind or when you change your mind. You understand? Because I know you're gonna change your mind because I'm that dude. So holla at me when you change your mind. I'm out. You understand? So a lot of times if she wants to make it happen, she will hit you up. You understand? I've done that plenty of times where I'm trying to get some shit popping with a girl, and she'll be like, oh no, or this and this and that. And then she'll be still giving me the look and all that other stuff. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to still hit these chicks up with my information. And more than half of them hit me back. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just that women, and this is the part that's hard for guys to understand. You understand? Is because women, they they sometimes go against what's good for them in the beginning. You understand? Like they don't even realize they're fucking the whole shit up. So what happens is that later on they realize they fucked the shit up. So now if they have your information, they'll be like, oh, let me call this dude because I should have called him from before. I should have gave him my number, but I was on some bullshit that day. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's good to still give them your information. Say, hey, holla at me. You understand what I'm saying? Be like, yo, and I would say, just be like, yeah, I know you're gonna change your mind, so just hit me up. You understand? Like it is what it is, and then keep it going because her looking at you, like if you talk to a girl and she rejects you, and her looking at you, it's basically her saying to herself, damn, I fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? That's what she's saying to herself.
Should you still once she catch you looking, you're like, yo, you still look, you still got my number?
Right, you can do that too. So let's say she reject you and then she's still, looking at you. You walk up to her and be like, listen, I know you never really probably dealt with a guy as fly as me and you don't know how to handle it. So I'm gonna give you my number and you're gonna call me when you're ready to make this happen. That's it. And you just keep it moving. And so at that point right there, it's like, oh shit, like chicks, they'll fuck around and end up calling you because one, it shows how bold you are, and two, it shows that you understand women. You understand what I'm saying? See, women you gotta understand something. Women like when when you understand them. You understand, or understand how to get at them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like like chicks, they like when a dude knows how to proceed. You understand? Now there's times where you definitely just gotta charge chicks to the game because they just on some bullshit and you keep that shit moving and whatever it is. But if you know how to interact with girls, and this comes with practice because this is something you sort of gotta have an instinct for and to see and to understand as you go along. And this is why I'm here to let you guys know what happens also, so you can be up on it, so you don't have to spend too much time on it. But the thing is, sometimes when you're talking to a girl, like let's say you're talking to a girl and she wants you to kiss her, you understand? But some guys don't know that the girl wants them to kiss her. You understand what I'm saying? And so she's sitting there waiting for you to kiss her, but you never do it because you don't know that she wants you to do it. And then now she's turned off, or she thinks you're rejecting her because she's like, yo, I'm showing him that I want him to kiss me and he's not kissing me. So I feel rejected. I guess he doesn't like me. You see what I mean? And so now you fuck the whole shit up. You see what I'm saying? And so, but then if you do kiss her, right? She's like, oh man, like I like this guy because he's picking up on the signs. He knows what to do. You see what I'm saying? And so that turns her on because now what she's saying to herself is, this guy knows how to deal with me. You see what I'm saying? He knows how to be with me. He knows how to be with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? So now she feels more trust in you, and that's how she gets more emotionally attached to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you're displaying, characteristics of a guy who knows how to deal with women. And that's the problem with a lot of guys out here, is that a lot of guys, once in a while they'll get, shit popping with a girl here and there, but they don't have really the fundamentals of understanding how to be a guy who knows how to deal with women generally. You see what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
That's what it is, man.
Okay.
That's what it is, bro. You understand?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said it, bro. But I'm sorry.
What happened? Say it again?
Because,
Oh, are you breaking up? What'd you say?
oh, can you still?
I can hear you a little bit, but go ahead. What you said?
I was about to say, okay, I never understood. It's like, okay, how did she expect it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did she expect to actually?
Oh, you breaking up heavy. You probably got to. You said, how does she expect what?
I was saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes, like, real subtle, and you don't even notice it. Like, so how did she expect him to know? You know what I'm saying?
How does she expect him to know, like, the signs?
Sometimes it be the same. It's a different shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, you breaking up heavy, bro. You gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get you to call back because you're breaking up like crazy, bro, and I can't hear you at all. You know what I'm saying?
What about now?
I can hear you a little bit, but go ahead. Try to ask it one more time. What you saying?
I was trying to say, like, how does the female expect him to know if she's giving the signs if it's like real subtle?
Oh, you're saying how does she expect you to know if it's subtle?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's the thing where women they gonna communicate how they're gonna communicate, so they only know how to communicate how they communicate. And so this is why game is so important, because you as the guy, you need to know how to pick up on it. You feel what I'm saying? So you need to know how to pick up on what are the things you need to do in order to make something happen. It's almost like, let's say if you're a company, right? And you're trying to promote a product, right? So you have a product, and so you get an advertising agency to work on your campaign or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So what the advertising agency does is that there's little things, right, that they do in order to get the customer to want to buy into the product. You see what I'm saying? So what the advertising agency needs to know how to do is they need to know the psychology of what these people are going to want to buy, or what's going to make them want to buy. You understand what I'm saying? So what they say in sales is that people buy through emotion. You feel what I'm saying? So now that they know that, right, what they're doing is they're tailoring their advertising and all of that to get to you emotionally so that you can act. You see what I'm saying? So they needed to know the nuances, or they needed to know what the customers are going to gravitate to, or going to respond to, in order for them to put those little things in there in order for them to make the sales. So the thing is, it's the advertiser's responsibility to understand what the customer needs in order to get them to do what it is. So they need to know these things. So the same thing happens with you when you're dealing with women. You need to know what you need to do in order to get her to get from point A to point B, because she wants to, like, for example, like I was saying earlier, she wants to kiss you, but she's not going to say to you, hey, I want to kiss you, right? So you need to know, what do I need to do Or what do I need to see, or what do I need to see in this situation in order to know, okay, let me go kiss her? Or even if she's not even thinking about kissing you, what can I do to create the situation to where she wants to be kissed? You see what I mean? So it's either she wants to kiss you, or how do I create the situation to where she wants to be kissed? Either way, most girls aren't going to say it to you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes it difficult for a lot of guys to understand. They're not going to say it. They're not going to be forthright with it. And that's the reality of the situation. So this is why you have to sort of know, and knowing comes from studying the game, but also putting yourself out there in the situations, because then you're going to sort of feel the signs, or see the signs, or feel the moment or the vibe of when she wants that to happen. You understand? Because sometimes you be talking to a girl, you're flirting with her, she's right up on you, she's looking at you, she's looking in your eyes, and now it's like, go for the kiss. You feel what I'm saying? So that comes with you understanding those different things. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, it gets deep, bruh.
You should be working for real, bro. Y'all need to go get that bad boy in that book.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely, shit, man.
Like, I remember one time.
Now, go ahead. What you saying?
Your shit. What you said? What?
No, I said, go ahead. What you were saying?
I said, I remember when I got hooked on your shit because I couldn't really try like I want to because I was still in college, and
right.
Like, you know, where I was in college, I ain't had no females.
Right.
But when I got out, I went to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one podcast or one show you did about doing something at the club, and I did that shit verbatim, my nigga.
Right.
That girl come to find out, you know, I didn't smash, but because I stayed out of town.
Mm-hmm.
But that girl hit me up later on at like 2:00 after I left that, you know, that club at that lounge.
Right.
And she had a dude and shit like that. She didn't even know.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that, you know what I'm saying? I was all up on it. Like, my dick was on like her hip and shit. So I was like, I gotta listen to this nigga, cause I've been trying to figure out like some stuff, cause the way you be explaining this shit, like
right.
you breaking it down for real, so niggas can understand.
Right, right. Now that's how you gotta do it.
Like,
that's how you gotta do it.
Like,
that's how you gotta do it. You just gotta trust me, just keep going, keep listening to the bad boy joints, and keep reading the book, and go out there and make it happen. You feel what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Definitely. But yo, I'm gonna hit you up later. I got a few more calls coming in. All right.
All right, then.
All right. Take care. All right. Yo, what up? Who's this?
What's up, Locario? It's Jay from ATL. How you doing, Locario?
What's going on? Where you from?
ATL, Atlanta. You know, we listen to you heavy down here.
That's
what's
up.
You got to have game to even navigate these treacherous, tough waters of just women everywhere.
That's what's up. I seen you was trying to call in for a minute, too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, you know, it's good. I know it'd be a lot of guys trying to call you sometimes.
Right.
At first, it kept going to, like, it will ring once and it'll go.
Right,
but
right.
I try to look at the thing, make sure nobody on the phone.
Right,
even when somebody was on the phone, it would keep going. So
right.
I just knew it would eventually come. But,
that's what's up. So what's up with you, though?
Good. Everything. Happy Friday. You know it's the weekend.
That's what's up.
Labor Day weekend, so you know it's a lot of gaming finna go on.
Oh yeah,
I was just finna say. First, I got a couple of questions. My first question is, how did we even evolve the mindset to the point where we can get in a plane and be 35,000 feet in the air in a piece of metal and go overseas? We can, you see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Just submit to all this technology and all this stuff, but be nervous and paralyzed and immobile and care so much about the female-male dynamic and interactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can talk to our homies all day, but how the hell could we board a plane with a guy we know nothing about who's going to operate a plane at 30,000 feet, but we're scared to go to? Like, how did that fear evolve to something that's not even, like, really dangerous? We're not in a den.
Right.
We're not Daniel Bryan's den. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Well, you know what it is, too, is that a lot of it has to do with, you know, the fact that as a man, right, there, you know, and even just with women or whatever, just that we want to connect and get together. You see what I'm saying? But there's so much difficulty in it because men don't really understand women and women don't understand men. You feel what I'm saying? So This is why for women it's hard for them to get shit popping, and it's hard, you know, as far as like them getting a guy to want to like be with them, and then for men, it's hard for them to get, you know, a chick to have sex with, a hookup, or whatever they're trying to do, and a lot of it comes from the one that we're all trying to get the best possible person to be with and deal with, right? So there's always this thing of like, well, okay, I'm with this girl, but there's another chick I'm trying to get with that's hotter, or even the girl's like, okay, there's this guy, but I see another guy who's, you know, better than this dude or whatever. So all of that shit goes on, and so the fear comes from thinking that you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna get it, you're not gonna have it. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's that feeling of something missing, because you want, it's like you're designed to interact with these women. You understand what I'm saying? And the women are designed to interact with us. It's just a natural occurrence of the way shit is. So the fear is of thinking, well, what if I don't get anything? What if nothing happens? And then the fear of like not passing on your genes and all that other shit. You feel what I'm saying? That type of shit. So it's all, and a lot of it is subconscious. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you don't really think about it too much, but it's a lot of it is subconscious, and also too the fear comes from our ego, because what it's saying is, well, if this girl rejects me, that means that I don't matter. That means there's something wrong with me. You see what I'm saying? And so that's another thing. And you know, the ego already is some other type of shit where it's like, you know, you think that's your identity. You think that, you know, if this girl doesn't like you, that means there's something wrong with you, and that means no girl's gonna like you, or whatever it is. So people go down that whole rabbit hole. And so that's where the fear also comes in, because they're scared that if I make a move and this girl rejects me, that means or reflects on me not being worthy or good enough to make something happen. So it's a lot of that shit goes down. But again, like, the interesting part is interesting that you brought up the whole flying a plane thing, or making a plane, is that the human mind is so powerful that it did that. You feel what I'm saying? And so, but the thing is, it's funny when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, or these topics that we're talking about, people always feel that there's a limitation. You understand? It's like, oh, I'm not good looking enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough swag. My status, this and this and that. You feel what I'm saying? And so, I remember I did an article years ago, and I called it Spider-Man Syndrome. It's kind of like, you know, when you watch Spider-Man and he can do all this amazing shit, but when it comes to talking to who Mary Jane, he can't do it. He's scared. It's like, dude, you're a fucking superhero, and you scared to talk to this girl. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what most guys are. Most guys are superheroes who are scared to talk to women. They're most guys are Spider-Man. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And that's the thing they don't realize. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you gotta put yourself out there and make it happen. But it's like, yo, they're scared to do it because of their ego and because of all the other shit. You feel what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's so many forces at play. It's like your ego, like your thought of what other people think about you, what you think. And just like I feel like it's a lot of people that's scared of failure, it's a lot of people scared of success, because they kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
So it's like, damn, what if I do go up there and talk to the girl and he is feeling me? How do I maintain?
Right, exactly.
And see that look apart that, you see what I'm saying, I think these other people should see me as. You know what I'm saying? Like, number one, you never know what people are thinking anyway, so it's like a game not even worth playing.
Right.
Because I know when I converse with some people, they don't know what's going on in my head, like, but outwardly I can project one thing, but inside I can be like, you know what I'm saying? You ever be at a networking event and you give somebody your card, but you know damn well you're not going to ever try to connect with them based on how they presented themselves.
Right,
it's
right.
Like the reality of the event. You're just like, okay, yeah, hit me up. So they don't know what you're thinking.
Right.
So it's like a game that's not even worth it. Okay, I got one more question.
Right.
So, with dealing with women, like, my goal it's been working for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's been kind of a good and bad thing. The bad thing is, like, so for instance, like when me and my homies we out talking to girls or whatever.
Right.
like my homie may open up a girl. He's good at opening. I'm good at like kind of. I'm not gonna say I'm good, but I'm better than him at closing.
Right.
So when he opens up a girl, he'll open up. It'll be funny and all that, but the conversation be so fucking platonic. I'm like, damn, like. You know what I'm saying? It got to trans. And number one, girls don't want to speak to you all night on some platonic shit.
Right,
you
right.
Like, where do you transition? Where do you go? And then I try to transition into like the sexual or making jokes or whatever like that, joking on her. But my thing is, so after I get to that point when I'm where I'm building up that sexual energy, like how do you transition that to, like, you see what I'm saying, like closing? Well, because when I go in a situation, I already know what my end goal is. So
right.
If it's just to meet her and just because she's a business associate or whatever, that's cool. But a lot of times when I go at night, you know, I'm trying to fuck. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know, I don't really give a fuck where you from. I don't care about what school you graduate. That's just like intermediary shit.
Right.
But like, because I'm saying like the common shit is always, okay, I'm with my friends, we gotta go to bed, or some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. So I just be trying to get over that hurdle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we might have a good night, but I'm trying to go ahead and close that mug out. So what do you suggest in a situation like that when you have that like final obstacle that's kind of
right. Well, the thing is, it depends on a lot of factors, because let's say if you're in a situation where, you know, like best case scenario, let's say it's like a girl and just one of her other friends or something like that, and it's you and one of your friends, so it's just the four of y'all, then it's easier to hook it up, because a lot of times the girls are looking at their friends for cues to really make something happen. You see what I'm saying? But if both of you and your boy is really like going in and they're really feeling it, a lot of times shit could go down. It's just really you getting the girls, at least one of them, because usually the other one will follow if the other guy is sort of at least doing halfway a good thing. And this is why it's good to have friends who are on the same page as you as far as your game goes. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you have a dude,
that's very key.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a dude that's slacking, or he ain't really trying to do nothing, or he just don't know what to do, that could fuck up your whole shit. But the thing is that you have to get her to the point where she's so aroused. You understand what I'm saying? That at that point, you know, you just be like, yo, let's bounce, let's get out of here. You see what I mean? And so the thing is that what's going to stop you is depending on how many girlfriends she got there. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're going to have all bunch of cock blocks and all this and that, and I'm here with my girl, I can't leave, and all this other stuff. You understand? So the less amount of girls she has, the better. But if you are in a situation where she's getting all sexually aroused or whatever, and, you know, you can pull her out of there, you see what I'm saying? Then you need to just basically focus on pulling her out at the height of her being sexually aroused. You see what I'm saying? So that's really the main thing. A lot of guys try to sort of like do it while it's on that platonic level of talking, or, you know, it's like the more she's aroused, the easier it's going to be to pull, because she's ready at that moment to make it happen. This is why guys sometimes they'll be at a club or a bar and they're able to have sex with the girl in the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? Because you could pull her to the bathroom and do it. You feel what I mean? So the thing is that she's at the height of it. And so when she's at the height of it, that's the most likely and this is when you guys are kissing and touching, and she's, you know, you're grabbing all up on her and everything. And that's that at that point where I've been doing that for, you know, a little bit. You understand? And then that's when you try to transition and move. The only obstacle in your way is if she got all her girlfriends there, or if your wingman don't know what the fuck they doing to occupy the other women. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the only like difficulty about those situations a lot of times, because you're gonna be in some situations where the girl's with her friend and the girl is down because her friend is down and they all down. So I remember one time I was at a spot and this chick was talking to this dude and she was feeling the dude. So I'm talking to the chick's friend. You understand? And I didn't even know this dude. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm just chilling there or whatever. And I'm talking to the friend, and me and the friend's talking and flirting a little bit. And then so she comes up to her friend, like the dude went to the bathroom, so the girl comes up to her friend, which is the girl I'm talking to, and she says, hey, I really want to go take this guy back to the hotel, but I don't want to go without you. You know what I'm saying? So I said to the girl that I'm talking to, I said, yo, I'll come and roll with y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Because I knew that dude she wanted to fuck wasn't going to get any sex unless I was occupying her friend and went along with it. You see what I mean? So I went there and I ended up fucking with the friend, but I had to, if I didn't do that, that dude wouldn't have been able to get that girl that night. You see what I'm saying? So it's all those fucking things that come about. But the reason why that girl even wanted to take that guy back to the hotel was because he got her to the point. He got her to the height of her being ready to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? Because I peeped what he was doing. You know what I mean? So he had her all, he's kissing her, touching her, doing all those, like, so she was ready. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get the girls ready. Once they're ready, then it's easier to pull them out. And you just got to worry about the logistics of how much chick she got with her. Now, if a girl is there with a few of her friends, sometimes you could still pull her out because depending on the type of girl she is, if she's actually a little bit more confident and self-sufficient and doesn't need to lean on her group too much, she could leave with you because there's other girls there around. But if it's just her and her girlfriend, usually she's not going to leave her girlfriend. But if it's her and like 4 or 5 of her girlfriends, she might leave. You understand what I'm saying? If she's really that, with it. You feel what I'm saying? So it all depends. You see what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
And another thing I learned, Locario, that's why I definitely strongly support what you say when you say you just can't watch these videos and listen to you. You have to be in the field.
Exactly.
That's the only way you're going to be at the social acuity.
Exactly.
Because there's certain shit you just going to realize from being out there. It's just like if you get in a combat with somebody, you're going to be like, okay, he's good at this. Let me stop putting my face out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, for instance, like when I used to go out, I used to always wait to the end of the night when girls were leaving and shit and try to make my move.
Right.
I was like, damn. Like sometimes you would get it and it'll be kind of like a illusion because you be like, this probably worked. This parking lot film.
Right.
But it really you build that shit up during the night because that way you got. You know what I'm saying? You got time to really, you see what I'm saying, maneuver. Okay, this shit ain't gonna work. Let's switch to this. Well, if you're doing it where everybody like piling out trying to get to their cars,
right,
that's when you really got time to really, you know what I'm saying, make that move. And I was like, damn, like, we really got to value our time. Because you got to think about niggas, like, we put a lot into going out. Like, you got to, you know what I'm saying, dress nice.
Right.
You got to goddamn pay for parking. You typically got to pay to get in. You typically got to pay for your fucking drink.
Right.
So you don't spend by goddamn $80 just to fucking, you know what I'm saying, be in the vicinity of women. You know what I'm saying? So
see, I like to I always tell people because I'm from New York, so when I go out, like I go like either Lower East Side or fucking Meatpack or whatever it is, and there be so many chicks outside that sometimes you don't even need to go in the damn spot. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You could just holler at them outside. It should be crazy. So, there's a lot of times where I've went to actual clubs or bars, and then me and my boys will be leaving out the club or bar, like, just to go to another one, and we just meet a whole bunch of chicks on the street. There's times where we just met chicks on the street and went straight from the street to, back to the spot. You see what I mean? So, you got to use all those avenues that you can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean?
But I appreciate that, Mr. Locario. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm gonna go out here Labor Day weekend and try to put
That's
some
what's
work
up,
in.
bro. That's what's up.
All
All right.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm gonna holler at you. Peace.
All right.
Yeah, man. So, guys, remember, if you want to get the sale on the Mr. Locario 30-minute game sessions, got to click the link below of this video. And the deadline is tonight. Tonight at midnight. September 1st. So if you're watching this September 1st, you have until midnight to get the extra half an hour on the 30-minute game session. So if you register, if you sign up today, you get the extra half an hour. All right? But yeah, man, you guys got to just, you got to go out there, man. You got to go out there. You got to see the reality of dealing with these chicks. You got to see the reality of dealing with these chicks. You feel me? Because if you don't know the reality, shit's going to be a little bit more harder for you. It's going to be harder for you. It's going to be harder for you. And the thing is, see, the more you go out, because see, a lot of this stuff too that I talk about, it's not going to make sense to you, or not necessarily doesn't make sense to you, but it's not going to feel real to you until you go out. You understand? Because then when you go out, you're going to see the shit I'm talking about a lot of times. You understand what I'm saying? When you interact with women, you're going to see the things that I'm saying. But if you have a limited amount of experience interacting with these girls in a certain way, then it's going to be hard for you to see it or to understand it fully. Savage, you said, so basically you and your homies should go to bars and clubs sometimes together in case you see a chick you want to holler at, but she's with her girlfriends. Yeah, that's the point of the wingman. The wingman is a very important piece of the puzzle. A very important piece of the puzzle, man. Because sometimes, like, if you go out and if you meet two chicks, right? Now, if you're lucky, the one you trying to holler at, right? Her, like the one that, or I should say, the one you're not trying to holler at. Let's say it's two girls, girl one and girl two. Let's say you're trying to holler at girl one. If girl two leaves early, like she might be like, oh, it's getting late, I'm gonna go, blah blah blah, and she'll tell her friend, hey, you okay? Give me a call later. Then she leaves, and now it's just you and girl one. That's perfect. But if girl two is sticking around, it's gonna be hard for you to get this shit popping because girl one probably not gonna leave girl two. See, us guys, we're different. You understand? Like, dude, there's times where I called up my boy. I'm like, yo, let's go out, let's meet up and chill, whatever, right? He's like, all right, cool, meet me at so and so spot, right? I get to so and so spot. Let's say he probably gets there at like 15, 20 minutes before me. I get to the spot. He's there already talking to a chick. And then I say what up to him. We talking for a little bit. He's still talking to the chick. And within 15, maybe 20 minutes later, he's gone with the chick. He's like, yo, I'm about to be out. I'll holler at you. You understand? So I literally hung out with this nigga for like 15 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? But that's how the game goes for us. We're not, my boy's not going to tell the girl, hey, I really want to go home with you, but my dude Locario's here and we got to hang out. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. That shit ain't happening. You understand? That shit ain't happening. We are not doing that shit. It's crazy. Icebreaker, what up? You said, what are the signs that women have lost interest after you fucked a few times? Well, usually if a chick, that's a good question. If a chick is losing interest after you fucked a few times, usually she's going to, not be hitting you up as much. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's usually like the main thing. She's just not going to be like as responsive to your text when you're trying to holler at her. And she's not going to hit you up that much. Because a lot of times when they lose interest, it's because they ended up meeting a new dude. Or they were seeing another guy while they were seeing you also. But it's gotten a little bit more, I guess, serious. So she feels like, oh, this guy's going to be my new boyfriend, all that other shit. McCann Cornell, you said, how do you monitor or know when you're getting better with game from year to year basis? Well, and it's a combination of you studying the game, meaning you watch videos, audios, you read books, you study the stuff, then you go out into the world and you practice what you studied, right? Now, what happens is that when you are going out there, right, you have to pay attention, not necessarily while you're doing it, but you have to have like sort of an assessment afterwards. So let's say you go out with your boys, and at the end of the night you say, okay, how many girls did I talk to? How many numbers did I get? Did I make out with anybody? You know what I'm saying, or whatever. What how did I feel when I was talking to this girl and she rejected me or ignored me? How did I feel when I got this girl's number? What type of energy or state was I in? Do I need to push it up more? Do I need to fall back? So this is stuff you need to ask yourself, and also you can tell your friends to check you out to see. You feel what I'm saying? And so the thing is that a lot, and this, if you be honest with yourself, you got to be honest with yourself. You understand? And then the more honest with yourself you are, then the easier it's going to be for you to get better. Because if you say, oh, damn, well, because there might be times when you're going to go out and you might end up not, you won't talk to any girls. And it's okay because you're just getting your feet wet, right? So you say, damn, I didn't talk to any girls. And, why didn't I talk to any girls? Like, what happened? Was there any girls I wanted to talk to? What made me not talk to them? Oh, because that girl, she was like really hot and I was scared, Okay, so how do we work on you not being scared to talk to hot chicks? You see what I mean? So you have to be able to assess what's going on and figure out ways to overcome those boundaries that's, happening in those situations. That's why coaching is extremely good. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I tell you guys, a lot of this stuff, this is what's good about having a dating coach, because a dating coach is basically giving you a lot of the tools that you need up front without you having to do all the trial and error all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Without you having to figure everything out yourself. So why do women that are interested in you think you're gay when you're not interested in them? It's because that's ego. That's the ego talking. McCann, you said you compared your numbers from last summer to this summer. And also, too, this is what guys gotta start understanding. Is that at the end of the day, you want to get a little bit more results oriented. You understand? So what that means is that you want to be able to get things done in a manner that's giving you results. And those results can happen in different stages. So let's say you're just beginning really going out and getting your feet wet, getting used to talking to girls, right? At first you're just going to go and approach girls and talk and see if you have some conversations, right? Now, in that aspect, you're like, okay, well, I completed my goal. That was my goal to just, go out and talk to some chicks. Now, after that, you're like, okay, I want to actually get something going with the approaching. So now that I'm approaching, I want to be able to get a result out of it, meaning, me actually getting her number or being able to give my number to a girl and be comfortable with that. You understand? Or you might go out and say, okay, I want to start going out and be able to flirt to the point where I can make out with a chick that I just met. You feel what I'm saying? Then I want to start going out to the point where I can go out and be able to take a girl home with me that same night. You understand? So there's certain results that you want to see happen. And this is why when we talk about the whole looks thing, that I always think it's hilarious, because I always talk about the results. So just being this good looking dude doesn't necessarily get you the results. All it gets you is a woman maybe thinking you're good looking. But is she having sex with you? Does she want to continue to have sex with you? Does she want to see you? Does she want to date you? So you being good looking isn't the end all be all, because you can be good looking and she could just think you're cute, but you're not getting the results. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why, you gotta, basically understand that being that, having that results oriented thought process, so that you can actually keep things going and actually have something that's going on. Because a lot of times you don't want to get too caught up in just doing the same thing all the time. You understand? Because you shouldn't be spending all your time just approaching. You understand? Because you can approach, but if there's nothing coming out of it, then you're just doing the same thing over and over again. You should start approaching to get used to approaching. Then there should be a time where you're sort of been used to that, so now you're moving on to getting numbers, making out with these chicks, going home with the chicks, even having a girlfriend if you want, certain things. You understand? Damn, my eyes is looking red as fuck today. I'm tired as shit. I ain't get no sleep last night. So you guys got a part of me, man. Oh my goodness. So what is going on with you people? The caller number 646-481-3901. Hit a brother up. Eric Maurice, did I say that right? I can't even read right now. You said, what do you do if a chick you like unfollows you? That probably means you. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get to this in a second. Let me get this call. Yo, what up? Who's this?
Yo, this J-Rock.
What's going on with you?
Bro, man, real talk, bro. You seem like a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? I respect your opinion. What is your opinion on weed?
On weed?
On weed, bro.
I mean, as far as what? Just weed in general?
I guess, yeah, that. And, you know what I'm saying? The people that, you know what I'm saying, use weed, you know what I'm saying, on a day-to-day basis. I used to be one of those people, but I ain't smoked in like fucking 80 days now, so.
Right.
You know, I'm at that point where I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, blazing again. But I just want to know your opinion.
I mean, weed, it's, I was never like a big weed head or anything like that. Like, I've smoked weed before, but, it's like, I would say it's more so, I feel like, ain't no wrong with what you're doing as long as it's not getting in the way of you doing other shit that you need to do. You understand what I'm saying? So,
all the way.
You know what I'm saying? So do what you got to do. Just make sure that whatever you're doing is not getting in the way of things you got to get going. So it's like anything else. Like, you don't want to be, a weed head to the point where you're just, that's all you're doing. You know what I mean? So I say, hey, do what you got to do, just as long as it's not getting in the way of other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
True. You know what I'm saying? And when brothers take that break, that long, cold turkey break off of it, they really start to appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all the good aspects of it even more. I know for me that was the case anyways.
Right. So you're like a super weed advocate? You're like,
Shoot, I used to be, bro, but like I said, man, I ain't smoked in almost 3 months now, and I'm able to get a whole lot more shit done.
Right.
But at the same time, I know that balance now that I'm not doing it. I know when's the appropriate times to use and abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because before, when you first start, you abusing all the damn time. You know, you don't set boundaries.
Right. And I think it's like anything else. It's like if you're doing, it's all in moderation. It's all in balance. It's all a balance. You gotta be able to know how to balance certain things out. And once you do that, then I feel like it's more beneficial for you in the long run if you know how to balance out everything you're doing. Because then it doesn't become a thing where you're doing way too much of this and then you're not getting any of this stuff done. But also, even if you do like, to smoke weed or whatever, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed if you like doing it or whatever. Just got to make sure that there's still that balance here so that doesn't become the whole thing of your existence and shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's what it is, bro.
And now that we done covered that, bro, now on to the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? For all the brothers listening, I've been supporting Locario for about 5 months now.
That's what's up.
And
Appreciate it.
A huge jump in my game. And the biggest thing that I tell myself whenever I see a shorty I'm about to step on is to stay in. This is what I took from you anyways. You know what I'm saying? This is something I can vouch for and say I learned from listening to all the videos. You know what I'm saying? How to sleep with 2 women a day.
Right.
What I took from all that was stay in pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because the challenges is going to come. That's, you know what I'm saying? Before, when I was young, I didn't understand you know, that women would really test us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
Right.
test us, they would throw one. But most of us fold. You know, most of us fold whenever they throw these tests. You gotta
Exactly.
stay in pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
real shit.
Yeah, just be authentic, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know,
Real
ride the roller coaster, because that's basically how they gonna weave out the weak niggas from the strong niggas.
Right,
you know?
right,
When they
right.
throw those shit tests at you.
Right, and it's just natural for them to do that. That's just how they design, because again, women are looking at guys as that security, as that protector type of dude. So they want to see, okay, what can you do? You understand what I'm saying? You know, in these situations, can you be cool under pressure? And then that's the thing that makes them want to keep fucking with you. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
And if it's and something else I picked up on, bro, real quick. If it's any other way than what you just said, it's not authentic. You know what I'm saying? You feel me on that a little bit? Because why I say that is, like you said, women actually gonna test us, and when they not testing us, that means they got some preconceived motives. You know what I'm saying? They already done peeped you. They know what you can bring to the table. So
Right.
they already put all the shit tests to the side. And
Right.
They just want you to go ahead and put your foot in the door.
Exactly. No, real talk. And that's the thing that guys gotta understand. It's like you gotta understand both aspects of the game. I was talking about that the other day on the dating advice show, where I was saying that a lot of guys gotta understand how to see or understand the game in a different context. Because like you said, if a chick isn't testing you, a lot of times she might think, well, she doesn't need to, because you're already displaying the shit already. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times they'll test you because either you're not displaying, or they don't see it, or they don't realize it. You see what I mean? So it all depends. So you gotta be like knowing, you gotta know that part of the game. You understand? Because once you know it, then you see what it is for what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different shit. You know what I mean? They saying you sound like Suge Knight in the chat room.
Oh hell no! I ain't got nobody, man. I'm a good dude.
Hilarious
That is
shit.
crazy.
That's crazy. All right, yo, I'm gonna check you though. Thanks for calling, bro. All right?
Hey, no doubt, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stay on that bad boy shit, bro.
That's
I
what's
appreciate
up.
that.
That's what's up.
All right, already.
Peace. Man, y'all funny. Cause they do sound like Suge Knight. Shit. But yeah, what was I saying before? Oh, I think somebody asked me. Wait, let me go. Let me try to find that comment again, if I can find it. Oh, Eric said, "What do you do if the chick you like unfollows you?" Who the fuck cares if she unfollows you? See that? You weren't gonna get her anyway, because if you're worried about her unfollowing you on social media, that means you're already too far gone. You're already way too interested in this chick. And so if you did get to holler at her or fuck with her, you're going to be super needy. You're going to be showing way too much interest. Because somebody else asked me that the other day. They was like, what did they say? They said how, they was like, should you show interest in a chick? Because if you show interest, they're like, well, if you show too much interest, she's gonna like get turned off. And then, you know, it's true, if you show too much interest, meaning too early, where it's like, you know, you're sweating her, of course she's gonna lose interest, because she's gonna look at you like some needy, clingy type of dude. But showing interest in a chick is something that you should do. You understand? Because there has to, again, it's all a balance. There has to be some sort of interest, because there's already implied interest shown anyway when you talk to a girl. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about you having to pretend you're not interested in her. It's more so you can show enough interest, enough to where you need to show it. You understand, to get certain things done, but you don't got to be sweating her. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. You say you laugh too when the dude asks if a bitch unfollow him. That is hilarious. Nah, you know, you can't. Yeah, it's like shit like that. You can't be thinking about no shit like that. Brian, you said how are you supposed to smash not showing interest? Exactly. See, and this is what guys gotta understand about the game, yo. It's a balance of things that you do, and also it depends on the context of what's going on, right? So it's like this. It's like if you ask somebody, hey, would you pick up horse shit off the floor and ball it up in your hand and throw it at the wall or something, right? Most people would be like, no, don't do that. And then you would say, no, you should never pick up horse shit and ball it up and throw it at the wall. That's not right. That's disgusting, right? But then somebody says, hey, listen, I'm going to pay you, $1 million to pick up this horse shit, throw it in a ball and do it. So now you pick up the horse shit, and you put it in the ball, you throw it at the wall. So somebody's going to be like, but I thought you weren't supposed to pick up horse shit. Why are you picking up horse shit now? I thought the rules were not to pick up horse shit. Yeah, we said don't pick up horse shit, but in this context, we're picking up horse shit. You understand what I'm saying? So the same thing happens in a game. There's certain things where, you say, oh, you should or shouldn't do this in the game, but there's certain contexts where it's going to switch and change. You feel what I'm saying? So, It's crazy. But yeah, guys, remember tonight, I said it tonight, whatever, is the last day for the sale on the Mr. Locario 30-minute game sessions, okay? Yo, what's going on? Who's calling?
Yo, this is Louis from NYC.
What's going on, bruh?
What up, Locario?
I'm chilling. What's good with you?
Chilling. Yo, I've been following you for some time, bro. You got some good information, man. I got the how to sleep a woman with 2 women a day. Shit is fire. I recommend it to anybody,
Appreciate it.
That's on the fence about it.
Appreciate it. So what's going on with you, man?
I wanted to ask you a question about, when you're in a club, what's a good mindset to have when it comes to these females? Because sometimes I have a problem where I get too interested and too caught up in the moment, and then I just I kind of lose myself. And then another thing is, I wanted to ask was when you approach a woman, when you see a woman and you feel a connection between y'all,
right?
How do you? What's the right energy to come up without being too or without being too low and creepy? It's
right.
It's like a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, when we talk about in a club, let's talk about the club first. When you're in a club or you're even at a bar or something like that type of environment, what you want to do is you want to be able to spread your game around, spread your interactions around with different women in the spot. You feel what I'm saying? Now, because the mistake guys make is that they talk to just one girl, or they latch on to one girl for the whole night or half the night or whatever, and then what happens is that they're not even creating sexual tension, they're not getting flirty or whatever, so they don't really know this girl's interest, because the girl, she'll sit there and talk to you sometimes, and then next thing you know, she'll be like, oh, I got a boyfriend or whatever, right? So when you're in these spots, what you want to do is spread shit around. Now, again, this is what we talk about context in the game and everything I was talking about earlier, is that you might meet a girl, when you first go in a club and you meet the first chick you talk to, she might be showing you extreme cooperation, right? So what you want to do is you want to be able to, push that interaction further and see where it can go. Now, if it gets to the point where she's really feeling you, she's fucking with you, she's making out with you, then you try to take her out at a spot. You understand? Because she's already doing that, so there's no reason for you to leave her per se and go to another chick. You understand? But in general, what you want to do is you want to test these girls first and see where their head is at while you're in the club. So if you meet that first girl, you sort of flirt with her, see how she's feeling you, because she might not be receptive to your flirting. So if you know she's not receptive to your flirting, you'd be like, you know what, yeah, nice to meet you, go to the next girl. And then you go to the next girl. So you get a good feel of as many women in the spot as you can, and then you go back to the ones that are, showing you that interest. But now, you were saying the second question, you were saying, like, how do you, were you saying create that spark or something like that? Or what was the second question again?
Yeah, like, what's the, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, what's the best way to come? I mean, you kind of answered it, because the way you should be is, like, having fun and talking to different girls.
Right.
And I guess my point of view was, like, focusing on one girl and, like, how I'm going to approach her and, like, how, I'm looking at her. But I guess, thinking about it like that creates just, like, anxiety or whatever.
Right. Right. And just in general is this, is that when you're talking to women, right? Always remember that it has to be sexual at some point. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be as soon as you walk up to her, but the conversation at some point in the situation has to turn sexual. And the reason why it has to turn sexual is because the turning of the conversation sexual basically now is going to show you how sexually interested she is in you. You understand? And that's the only way that you're really going to know what's good, because now it's almost like you sort of given her an ultimatum almost. Because the thing is, when you talk to a girl regular and it's just it's just like platonic, like you just talking to her, so how's your day, what do you do, and like, do you come here often, like regular shit. If you just talk about that for so long, you're just saying regular shit, she's saying regular shit back to you. There's no flirting, there's no sexual tension, there's nothing. So now at a certain point in the conversation, you gotta say something that's starting the flirting. You be like, yo, I'm just noticing, like, you have some really sexy eyes and you got some nice lips or whatever, and blah blah blah. And you got to see how she responds to that. If she's like blushing when you say that, she's like, oh, thank you, blah 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 blah, then you keep it going. And so that's the thing, it always has to go in the direction of being sexual. Because, and then the thing is, she's going to, because people always ask me, they say, so if you say that to her, what do you do next? The girl is always going to let you know what to do next. You see what I'm saying? Because if I say to a girl, yo, you got some sexy ass lips, right? And then she's like, oh my God, thank you, you're making me blush, whatever, or she's like feeling it, right? Then me knowing that she's feeling it is giving me the green light to keep it going. You understand? So now, after she says all that, I'm like, yo, why you standing so far away from me? Come closer real quick. And then I kind of pull her into me. You see what I mean? And so she's coming closer to me, and now I can keep going. See, it's really simple. It's just you setting it up to see a reaction. Her reaction lets you know to keep going or to fall back. So now let's say I said to a girl, oh, you got some sexy lips. And then she's just like, ignoring it, or she is like backing away, or she's trying to not flirt.
You pull back.
Right, exactly. Right, you see what I mean? And then so that's the thing that it'll let you know. So a lot of the times the girl will let you know what it is based off of you doing the thing. You see what I mean? But you got to do the thing first, because she's a lot of times not going to blatantly say it, and the most she's going to do is give you signs. And if you don't recognize the signs, then it's not going to matter, because you're not going to be able to do anything anyway, because you don't even know she's giving you the sign. You see what I mean?
So, yeah, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, that really helped, man. I mean, it helps hearing it from you. You know what I'm saying? Got a question and whatnot, and just talking about it. But yeah, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, man. Thanks for the response. I appreciate it. That's
what's up. Appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna let you, man.
For sure.
Peace. All right. So we got like 10 minutes left. You feel me? Is Like Squad CEO in here trolling? Oh man, Iceberg, you said, do I ever directly tell a woman that I like her? What do you mean? As far like, are you saying, do I like literally say, hey, I like you, or are you saying, do I let the girl know I'm interested? Because that's two different things. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can tell a girl, yo, I want to, put my hand up your skirt and take your panties down. That's basically saying I like her, but I'm not saying literally I like you. I'm just saying that, which implies I want to fuck around with her. You feel me? It's crazy. But yeah, but what I wanted to, to get you guys to understand is the whole reality of this shit. And this is what we're talking about here today. Hold on, let me see who's popping. What's going on? Who's this?
Jason from Ohio.
What's up, bro? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I had a question about the game session.
Yeah, no problem.
Say if I bought one session already, and that's for an hour, can I buy another one, still get that one for an hour?
Nah, you could buy, well, so you're trying to say you want to buy 2 sessions today, and then take advantage
I already bought one. I already bought one session already, but I want to buy another one. Oh,
okay. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Fuck it. If you want to do it, because it's still the sale. So you know what I'm saying. So then now you'll get another hour. You feel what I mean?
I hear you. All right, man. Thanks.
So that's what's up. See, this guy, that's my dude right there. He's serious. He's like, yo, I want to get a whole nother joint before I even do the other one. Let's make it happen. I'm down with all that shit. But yeah, this is what I'm telling you guys. You got until the end of tonight to get the actual sale, because if you don't do it by tonight, then you're gonna get the regular 30-minute session, which is good, but you can take advantage and get a whole hour. You feel what I'm saying? So So yeah, you got to make that happen. But what time is it? So let me give it up the number real quick, just in case someone wants to call in before we end. 646-481-3901. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to to get you guys to understand like the reality of the situation, the reality of dealing with these women, man. You got to understand the reality of it, and the more you put yourself out there, the more you're going to see what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? And so you see what's going on, and it's really about seeing what's going on with you. That's the most important thing. Because if you want to get a girl, if you want to have sex, then you got to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, say like, you got to be the one to do it at the end of the day. Kyle, you said, what sign is it when a chick doesn't want to be touched in a date? Well, she'll move. She'll move her hand away. She'll back up. Some girls will say, oh, she'll be like, oh, you're being too touchy or whatever. Like, they'll be on that shit. And then you just back off. And then when you back off, what you do is you still can flirt and whatever, and then but then you see her and see if she's coming towards you now at this point. You feel what I'm saying? So, Savage D Savage, you said, what's the price of how to have sex with 2 women a day book? And do you have to use PayPal to purchase? Yeah, so this book right here, if you want the hard copy, the hard copy is, what is it, $49.97. So the hard copy is $49.97. You get it's autographed, so I'll autograph it for you, and you get the 2 bonuses. The 2 bonuses are the 2 audio programs, which is called the Confidence Booster and the Conversation Booster. So you're getting the book and the 2 audio programs. Or if you don't want the hard copy, you can still get the ebook, and you still get the 2 bonus programs with the ebook. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys can definitely get your copy, and I will mail these out to you, and they will be autographed. You feel what I'm saying? So the autograph will be all up in here, and then you guys can get the actual hard copy. You feel me? So all the chapters, you understand? All that hot shit. and you know it's really small, so you can put it in your back pockets. Feel what I'm saying? Ferrari, you said MGTOW dudes really want a girl? Of course they do. Now, this is MGTOW dudes that be fucking with chicks, but, you know, again, a lot of them don't want to accept the reality of the game. You understand? Actually, and it's funny, MGTOWs, what they do is they sort of understand the reality of it, but they don't want to participate. You understand? Because let's keep it real right here. A lot of the or and this doesn't just go for MGTOW, but just men in general. A lot of the shit that you go through or deal with on a grand scale when it comes to chicks, like all the bullshit and the nonsense, a lot of it comes from a guy not knowing how to fuck with the right chicks, and or not knowing how to upgrade her mind in order for you to be in a situation that you want to be in. Because I always say, they be like, oh, well, I don't want to get married because I don't want this to happen and that to happen. All of that stuff will happen because you make it happen. There ain't no chick in this world that's putting that's literally putting a gun to your head and saying, yo, you got to marry me. Be like, yo, I'm not marrying you. Be like, I'm not marrying you. Like, fuck out of here. I'm not doing it. But you can still have sex with chicks, though. You can still do the stuff you want to do with the chicks. But again, some girls aren't qualified to, be on that level like that. So you don't deal with those girls, right? You only deal with the ones who are qualified to fuck with you. But see, that's the thing. A lot of MGTOW dudes, what they're doing is they're being reactive to how women are being, instead of saying, listen, this is who the fuck I am. I'm a man, and if you want to fuck with me, this is what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? Period. This is what you got to do. And then you as a man, you manage that situation. See, the problem, I think MGTOWs, I think they think that women are like equal to us or something, or that they have to, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like we're in this relationship, and being in this relationship means that I'm gonna have to deal with this, and this, and that. You ain't got to deal with shit when you deal with these women. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean is, when I say you don't got to deal with shit, is that you say, I'm only gonna deal with women who are like this, and this. And if you're not like that, I'm not fucking with you. Now, that to me, that seems like the philosophy that MGTOWs, come up with, but it doesn't seem that way in practice. Like, MGTOWs seem like they'll say, I'm staying away from this because I can't do anything about this. You understand? So, you said them cats be trying to play Monopoly with Candyland rules. But see, that's the reality of the game. Is the reality of dealing with women is that when you deal with a woman, you're dealing with a woman. You're dealing with a chick. You're dealing with someone who's emotional. You're dealing with someone who is gonna be on some bullshit. And at the same time, on the flip side, you're dealing with someone you actually want to be with, because as much as a MGTOW will say, "Oh, I'm going my own way," blah blah blah, you're still a man at the end of the day, and you still want to fuck with girls. You understand? So, with that being said, why not understand what you need to do to deal with women in a way where it doesn't come back to bite you in the ass? See, they think automatically dealing with a woman is going to come to bite them in the ass, but that's because they think that they have no say or no choice. Like, I always hear this thing where the guys will be like, oh, but, well, if she gets pregnant, then, you're gonna have to pay child support. It's gonna take half your stuff off. Nigga, why are you getting these women pregnant though? Why? Why would you be getting a girl pregnant? You know how much sex with women, you know how many women I've had sex with? And I've never gotten any of them pregnant? Because I know what I'm doing. I understand the game. I know what to do. And it's like, you know, they'll be like, oh, well, this girl's going to accuse me of a false rape thing. And see, that shit is fucked up because that happens so much times. And I hate when that happens. And I hate when women do that shit. And I hate that there's innocent men that have to deal with that and go to jail because of shit like that. But again, though, a lot of times what happens is the reason why that happens is because guys end up dealing with women who they didn't realize were the type of chicks who would even do that type of stuff or say that type of stuff or be that type of way. Now, a lot of times there's going to be times where you won't tell, but there are signs where you can tell that this girl is probably going to be on that bullshit. You understand? So, you know, you gotta know these things. But listen, shit, it is 5:30 right now. It is about that time. I gotta go. I want to thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you click the link below and get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the hard copy, and the ebook. Remember, it comes with 2 bonuses. Also, remember, by midnight tonight, the 30-minute game sessions. The sale is over tonight. So if you want to get that extra half an hour, like my man called up, we're about to have our game session soon. And he was like, let me get another joint. So you guys make sure you click the link below, sign up for the 30-minute game sessions, and, we'll make that happen. So, we'll make that go down. So who we had up in here? We had Wozit's expert, Eric Maurice, Jawara King, Shakul. Oh man, y'all killing me with calling right now. Hold on, let me try to get this real quick. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, what's good, man? Calling from California.
What's popping? We gotta go real quick because I got like 2 minutes. What's popping with you?
Yeah. I dig that, man. I'm just trying to say, man, keep doing your thing. I know you're leaving. I have a troll account on the chat, but you know what I mean. I love the barbershop talk. You spinning that real shit, man.
That's what's up. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. Keep doing your thing, man.
I appreciate it, man. All right.
Definitely. Stay up.
Hit me up next week though. Call in next week earlier. Call in next week so we can chop it up.
Yeah. It's all good. I was just trying to say, keep doing your thing, man.
All right, bro. All right, man.
All right,
you. Peace. But yeah, man. Shout out to all the people in the chat room and all that shit. We have McCain. McCann is in the spot. Eat My Booty. Pause is in the spot. Who else? Like Squad CEO, AG, Savage the Savage, Kyle. Who else we had up in here? Scott James, Mike Gates. Who else we had up in here? Brian Atkins. A lot of people up in here. But listen, I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, make sure, click the link below to sign up for the 30-minute game sessions. Also, make sure you get How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day. And I'm out of here, people. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Later.